Hello, YouTube. It is Friday, November 2nd, and you all know what that means. It's time, or at least just about time, for WWE Crown Jewel. Definitely one of the most controversial shows that has gone down in recent memory, at least. As you can tell, I am late with my predictions. It is Friday. It is not Thursday. I was unable to do this on Thursday for a couple of reasons. One, I had heard that a kickoff was announced, and I was waiting to see what match they were going to put on. Second of all, I frankly just had no time to do this on Thursday. So now that I've got some time, I have just a few hours before the show officially starts. I myself do not plan on watching it live. I plan on watching it during my leisure, maybe tonight or over the weekend. Regardless, it's time for predictions. Evolution is in the books, but Crown Jewel approaches. Let's see what's going on now. My waiting did pay off a little bit because we have a kickoff match announced, a United States Championship match as well. I was a bit surprised to hear about this, frankly, because at this point, the United States Championship is at its lowest of lows. It is one of the most irrelevant things right now, unfortunately, due to a lot of reasons. Mainly the reason that the champion Shinsuke Nakamura just doesn't show up and do relevant things much these days. He had a match with R-Truth this past SmackDown. He beat him. Originally, he was supposed to defend it against Ty Dillinger, but apparently injury has kept Dillinger down. So, okay, I was unaware that Dillinger was having issues with that, unless it's just a kayfabe reason of keeping him off of TV. Regardless, Nakamura will be defending the United States Championship against the former two-time United States champion, Rusev. These two had a championship match a little bit ago, but it got ruined by Aiden English, who just kept throwing the distractions and then afterward officially turning heel on Rusev. So who do I think is going to win this? Well, it hopefully will be a good back and forth. These two have put on some decent matches in the past. The one that comes to mind the most for me would have been their match at Fastlane. I thought it was alright. But tonight, I'm definitely going to have to give it to Nakamura. I don't see them taking the championship off Nakamura, especially on a kickoff show. Although if Rusev does get it, wow, what a surprise that would be. That would be pretty huge. But unfortunately, I'm not seeing too many title changes on this show, mainly because we seem to have a guaranteed world championship change, aka a vacant championship change again. So we'll save it for then. Moving on to the main card, our first and only tag team championship on the line tonight, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The new champions, the Bar, taking on the New Day. Well, when the Bar won it on SmackDown 1000, I'll admit it, I was shocked. I did not see that coming. Big Show coming out and just turning heel for just, I want to say the 6,000th time. I'm exaggerating, but my goodness, Big Show just loves doing his turns. And I could be wrong, but as far as I know, and I believe Simon Miller is in agreement with me on this, have we still not heard any explanation whatsoever of why Big Show did what he did? That is just pure laziness in my head. But at the same time, it's also just a little bit funny, just because, oh, it's just Big Show. He just turned heel again. Just let him do what he wants, pretty much. It's like, okay, we're supposed to get the deal with him at this point. He can just turn whenever he wants. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. But I'm definitely taking the Bar in this one. They just won the titles. I don't see New Day getting them back right away, especially if Big Show is going to Saudi Arabia with them. And a KO punch mid-match, referee doesn't see it. The Bar take advantage of it, especially with Big E beating Cesaro in that trick or street fight. I think that's what they call them, right? The Halloween special matches, isn't it a trick or street fight? Isn't that what they're called? I like those matches. It was fun. The Brood entrance from the New Day was more than 5 stars. So, fun stuff. But Big E did beat Cesaro there, so I see the Bar keeping the championship for now. Moving on. Now let's talk about the WWE Championship picture. This was a bit weird, but I'm not really surprised. Um, It's no longer Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. Nope. Nope. Daniel Bryan may have beaten The Miz at the Super Showdown to qualify for a championship match at this show, but he cashed in his opportunity a bit earlier, and they already had their match this past SmackDown. The opener of the show was Bryan Styles 2 for the WWE Championship. That was pretty crazy. Didn't see that coming until Shane McMahon came out, and then it was like, oh, wait a minute. I don't think Daniel wants to go to Saudi Arabia. Does that mean they might do this now? And they did. And it was pretty good. Styles was able to get him in his hometown, a hometown win for your boy, AJ Styles, getting the Styles Clash into the calf crusher. He tapped out Samoa Joe. Now he's tapped out Daniel Bryan. But speaking of a certain angry Samoa Joe, he returned, and he's leveled both Bryan and Styles. So now Styles wants Joe again. So apparently this feud has just been reinstated, maybe one time only for this show. Joe Styles, championship on the line once again. I don't know what to say. It feels so strange that this is happening again, because AJ's tapped out Joe. There's nothing left to do with these two. I would have much preferred an open challenge of some kind, or I would even go as far to say, why not AJ versus an Uso, or the Usos? I know it sounds strange, but when's the last time AJ was pinned on SmackDown? I think Nakamura pinned him earlier in the year, but Us pinned him. I don't know which Us it was, but it was Us. So I'm just calling it as I see it. Anyway, I see AJ Styles keeping the championship here. And let me make it clear. When in championship matches, when I predict, I don't predict the winner. I predict who is keeping the championship. I think Nakamura, The Bar, and AJ are keeping their championship. They don't necessarily have to win. They just need to hold on to the title for me to be at least somewhat satisfied with my predictions. So AJ keeps it. I don't know what they're going to do this time. Maybe AJ finally pins Joe. If Joe wins, then I don't know what to say. That would be pretty huge, because at this point, you would think that AJ Styles would beat CM Punk's record over 434 days as WWE Champion. I know a lot of people were upset when Brock Lesnar supposedly beat that record. Call it what you want. That's a completely different title altogether he did that with. So, AJ doing it, I have no complaints about that. AJ's great. AJ and Punk are on the same level in my head. So, more power to you guys. Moving on to now the Universal Championship picture. It's a vacant championship. It looks like it's the only title changing hands, just like the then vacant Raw Tag Team titles. Not now. I'm talking about back when the first Saudi Arabia show happened, the Greatest Royal Rumble. Those were the only championships that changed hands that night, and there was a lot of gold on the line. All of the men's championships, I believe. But those were the only ones that did because they were vacant. When Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, oh, I remember those two, beat The Bar to win those titles. It seems like here we've got the same situation. Let's try to focus on the vacant title, not the rest. Those are probably going to stay where they are. Might have a swerve, we'll find out. But right now, the focus is on the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman. Again, prayers go out to Roman Reigns as he battles leukemia once again. Go get him, buddy. I know you're tough, and you are not going down that easy. Come on, man. But as for this match, a lot of people are worried that Brock Lesnar is taking the championship back. And here's the thing. As sad and as weird and as dumb as that might be in our heads, it could happen. Why? Because Lesnar winning the championship now goes right into WrestleMania season. He does a Survivor Series appearance. He has to, champion versus champion. They're doing the Raw versus SmackDown stuff again. Royal Rumble, then WrestleMania. It's perfect setting for Lesnar to just do another run and maybe this time get toppled at WrestleMania. Issue this time, do we have anybody to do that except Braun? And Braun is doing this match. So, no, I am definitely picking Braun Strowman. We all need to remember how much they invested in him. And he wasted a briefcase, for goodness sake. And it was Lesnar who cost him that match by coming out and ruining the Cell match. Remember that no finish? Absolutely ridiculous. What trash. But as for this match, Braun Strowman needs to put a hurting on Lesnar. I think this match should go maybe 3-4 minutes. Try to repeat the Goldberg stuff you did. Let's break some barricades. Let's break some tables. I'm talking about Goldberg Lesnar at WrestleMania in 2017. Let's do all that. Braun wins the championship. If we're going to do swerves, fine, but Braun needs to stay face. McIntyre is Braun's next program. Let's be real about this. Go on, Braun. I believe in you. Let's move on. It's time to talk about the tournament to crown the best in the world. Let's just say the best in America at this point, because this is no means a World Cup in my eyes. But hopefully we're going to get some good matches out of it. We already have the first round set. I'm going to be booking the winners of the first round. And basically, I'm not going to do what Cultaholic did if you saw their predictions. They were good, but I want to try to book the whole thing in my head from start to finish. So let's just calm down and try to do this logically. First, on the Raw side, we have the Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins taking on the guy who looks like money, the guy who smells like money, Bobby Lashley. Lio Rush is great, and I'm really glad they found a role for him right now. Bobby Lashley replaces John Cena in this tournament simply because John Cena had no interest in coming to the show. Makes sense. Lashley Rollins, interesting. Who wins this? I'm picking Seth Rollins. I see this being a very face favorite show. So I don't really find myself limiting myself in this one. It's just, it feels like it should be easy to predict looking at their last show in Saudi Arabia. So Seth Rollins beating Lashley, I have that. I don't know if Dean Ambrose is going to show up to this show or not. He might. That might be what cost him the first match. But I'm picking Seth. I'm picking Seth for this one. Second Raw match, Kurt Angle, Dolph Ziggler. Definitely picking Kurt Angle. This should not be a debate when I put my face rule into the system. Therefore, second round, Raw match should be Seth Rollins, Kurt Angle. I'm taking Rollins. It's interesting, and this match couldn't even happen. I could be completely wrong. But in my head, I'm taking Seth Rollins to go to the finals. Moving on, we have the SmackDown side, The Miz versus Jeff Hardy. Definitely taking Jeff Hardy for that, and definitely taking Rey Mysterio for his match against Randy Orton. Again, I'm thinking a face-heavy thing here. As for Jeff versus Rey, definitely taking Mysterio. Mysterio versus Rollins in the finals. The winner of the tournament, Rey Mysterio, because Rollins winning it doesn't make much sense. He's got an Ambrose program to do. If they want to talk about something one more time, you might as well talk about it with Rey and then start a program with him and Randy Orton. So that's just all I see. I didn't want to stress too much thought onto this. As you guys noticed, I kind of just went through it all just like that. I don't usually do that. But in my head, I've planned this out so well, I can see all of this happening. Some good face wins, a good main event to it, Rey Mysterio getting lucky, and Randy Orton mad the following SmackDown. There's your next program. Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio. Simple enough to me. But now it's time to talk about, it's going to be the main event. It's going to be the main event. I can't see it not be the main event. It's Shawn Michaels out of retirement in a tag team match with Triple H taking on the Brothers of Destruction. A lot of people have criticized, and understandably, I could as well. The thing is, I don't want to look at this whether it's good or bad. I want to look at this as Shawn Michaels is going to wrestle again. I don't care if it's good or bad. I've waited more than 8 years for this. I just want to see Shawn Michaels do it one more time. And if this is it, fine. I just want to see Shawn Michaels do his thing. I don't want to hate this. I just don't want to hate this. Undertaker, Kane, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, they're the characters that brought my attention to wrestling. I don't care what they do at this point. If they just set down the whole match, I'd be fine with it. I know you wouldn't, but I would. Again, opinions, right, people? But who wins? Who wins this? Because Triple H got The Undertaker there. I can't go against DX in this. Shawn Michaels is coming out of retirement. I have to pick DX. Definitely. Because here's the thing. There's Kane. I'm sorry, Kane, but most likely you're the one that's taking the pin in this situation if DX wins. Little sweet chin music, 1, 2, 3. DX wins. As for what's next, I'm not really sure. Do they do Undertaker, Shawn Michaels again, one-on-one? I don't know. Would it be Survivor Series, WrestleMania? I don't know. But time will tell. Time will indeed tell. And I really hope this show just does what it needs to do, ends, and oh, it's so controversial, and I don't know all the pieces to the puzzle. I just don't want to give too much opinion here. But I'm just going to be very happy when this show ends, thinking, okay, moving on. Good. Thank you all so much for watching. Apologies for the late predictions. I explained earlier in the video why I've been waiting this long and how I couldn't really even film yesterday anyway. But thank you again so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think is going to happen at Crown Jewel tonight or today, depending where you are in the wonderful world. And what are you looking forward to the most? A lot of good stuff looking to happen. So, everybody's got what they want to see. Making the world a go round. Keep it real, folks. I will see you for my results and review. I'm hoping Saturday morning. They might be a little bit late, though. Might be a little bit late, but keep it real.